I always say my small farm, and many of you don't understand. This is the size of it, as small as you can see it here. And today I'm going to take you through the current state. This video was shot on the 27th of February 2025. So I'm just going to show you what I have available now. And I'll give you a few description about some of the pigs so that you get to understand what is happening. So for those who already think that Francis had the biggest farm, it's not that big, okay? But just that it is a manageable one that fetches me an amount that I'm always happy with. Alright, and looking at the corridor, you could see that I have containers with water and some pan. These containers are what I use to keep water for my pigs. I don't have this tap water on the farm. I remember the last time I wanted to dig one. The person was asking me to budget around 20,000. At that time, I didn't have the money. And even I still don't have that money to budget for water alone. So this is what I'm going by for now. I fetch this water every 3 days. I ensure that I fetch at least maybe 6 gallons. Leave it here and it can last me for maybe 4 or 5 days, and I go back to fetch. That is what I do now. Okay, so let's start from the entrance. So from the entrance is a sow, and this sow is one of those that had their piglet weaned and they wanted to get crippled. Many of them wanted to get crippled, and I had to take the piglet back to them. This is one of the sows. Remember, they were 2, but as I'm talking to you, this is the only one left. The other sow has been sold out due to her bad behavior. She was the one always making the pen look smelly and also bringing in a lot of flies. You put water there, she goes to pour it down, lie on the water, and then roll around it. That is not even the problem. The problem was that during her pregnancy time, anytime I drop feed, she will leave the feed there and be eating feces. And even after Pharaoh winning, she continued that same behavior. So when I went to see this, after winning the piglet, she still continued to eat the feces. Then I knew that she was the bad one for me. Eating the feces alone was not the problem, but she will eat the feces and go to vomit it at another side of the room and lie on it, roll around and make herself dirty. After making herself dirty that way, she doesn't want to keep it to herself, but she will come and use it to affect this one and making this one also look dirty. So when I looked into the pen, the entire farm was that particular lady calling in the flies every time to the farm. I was tired of spraying the acaricides and other chemicals to keep flies away. So the right thing was for me to just sell her for slaughter. So after winning the piglet, I had to feed her for some time. She did not fully recover, but she had some flesh put on her body. So I called in the butcher, who then came to pick her. But if you're asking of how much I got for this pig, that was 2,750 Ghana cedis. Okay, so for now I have only reserved one out of the 2. And moving on to the next room is a pig that has also farrowed, and these piglets are 28 days as at the time of shooting the video. That is on the 27th February 2025. They were 28 days old. Alright, 2 weeks from now they have to be weaned. And remember, these piglets too, they were 12, but 2 died 3 days after they were farrowed. And another one died before I even gave the second dose of iron, okay, which I made a video about it already. So for now I have 9 healthy ones, and I think for this they are all going to survive. They are doing well. And this is their mother also. Their mom initially had planned of selling her due to her bad behavior, but I realized that she has changed her behavior, so I have to maintain her for now. Alright, but there's something that has also happened. You remember the piglet I talked to you about that they got crippled when I weaned them earlier, and at the same time giving them ivermectin. Yes, 2 of them did not still make it. 2 days ago, my mom told me that their pigs are falling back. So I had to quickly separate them to keep them in this room to stay again by themselves. So these piglets have still refused to recover fully, and they are back to their old state. I don't know what to even do with them again, but I'm trying to see what I can do. Alright, so moving on to the next room is 2 young pigs. In 2024 December, I told you I sold a group of 20 pigs. So this one were part of those 20, but I decided to reserve these ones too, so that I'll use them as a replacement in case one of the sows or the balls is not being functional. But remember, these pigs, as at December 2024, they were sold for 1,000, 3,000, 2,000 and also 900 Ghana cedis. But now they are valued at 2,000 and 2,200. You can see how pigs grow very fast in a space of 2 months. Some of them have had their price doubled and others to about 50% more. So that is it. Pig farming, usually if you give your pigs some time, they're able to increase in their size and weight, and that one also commands you higher pricing. Alright, so getting to the next room, this is an empty room, like you can see it, and here was where I used to keep the 2 sows that I just sold one. So this room is now left empty, no piglet yet, but it will be the room that I'll be weaning the piglet and taking them back to that room to make sure they have enough space to do well for me, because pig farming, the growth of your pigs also depend on the space they have and the circulation of air in the room. And I think for piglet, this room is spacious enough and it is going to help them perform better. Going to this room is the pig that I started my entire farm with. They were 3, but she's the one left currently on the farm. I started my farm March 2020 with this particular sow here. I remember I bought this pig for 350 Ghana cedis. So 3 of them I paid 850 Ghana cedis then. That is 2020 March. I think she was the most expensive one that time. Remember that she was also the one that aborted her pregnancy. But she's not still been active. She's been dull and calm all this while, though she's not sick. She's eating alright and she's not showing any sign of any infection. And I really love her. She's very intelligent to the extent that she knows where to poop. After pooping, she goes to lie another else and leaves the poop to be on its own. So with this pig, even if you don't sweep the room regularly, she has a way of keeping the poop at one side whilst keeping the room clean and herself neat. And that is a good behavior I must say she has. And this boy, I personally selected it because of his aggressive behavior during his young stage. It is also one of the 20 piglets. This one in particular was not part of the initial plan. I saw this one and the buyer, instead of him coming to pick the pig on that very day he promised me, he failed to pick the pig. You understand? So when he came about a week, I asked him to top it up and he refused. So I had to give his money back to him and keep my pig on the farm. So after giving the money, I realized that there was no need for me to even sell. So I decided to keep it to myself so that I can at least have 2 young boys on the farm. You know, I do tell you that when a sow is being stubborn and is refusing to be mated, I usually have to use 2 boys to do that. So I just realized that if I sell this one, leaving the other one alone, I'll be struggling to breed them when the time comes. And my initial plan in 2024 was to start the full farm with the girls and also 2 of the pigs that just followed. I mean the one that started eating her own poops and the other one that is now left. So with that, and then the 2 are reserved, the boy and the girls in the other room. Those one would have been my pigs to continue, and with that, these 2 boys could have mated them. You understand? So the intention was not to keep the sow I started the entire farm with this year. You know, I crossed her in November 2024, so I was expecting her to follow somewhere March. Latest by March, she should follow. So after following, she'll have to feed this piglet for, let's say, 2 months. So by the 2nd month, I win the piglet and I'll sell that particular pig off. And this one too, that just followed the 12, and then I now have 9 left. That one too was supposed to be sold after the piglets are weaned. Okay, so I didn't reserve any boy to do the work on their side for me. You understanding it? But unfortunately, the other one got a pregnancy aborted and now she's free. And she doesn't also have a male boy to mate her at that point. So the initial plan was not to keep the big sows you're seeing on the farm. They were to be killed this year after winning the piglet. And moving to the next room is 8 winners. So these winners, I think they're in their 3rd month now. And they are those that wanted to all get crippled after winning them. But these ones are picking up. They are doing well. They're very active. I've given them their multivitamins already. I've dewormed them and they're eating aggressively. And out of these 8 I only have 6 which I can boast of that they are mine. 2 of them have already been bought by other people, and as I'm talking, these ones are going for 850 Ghana cedis. Let's move on to the next room, which is an empty room. So this is just the size of my entire farm. Alright, and I'm making noise about it every time. I made this video just to let you know that pig farming is not actually about the size of your farm. It's about what you can manage and then take proper care of them. And you know already that I'm doing pig farming and rural milling and other small things I'm doing for myself, but I'm not on any official employment. So there's no need for me to expand my farm to the extent that it will stress me financially. Yes, so that is what I just maintain this size to ensure that I'll be able to take care of them even if I don't get any external support. And at least this small farm is able to produce between 40 to 60 pigs yearly. I mean, those are sell. Yes, that is it. And I don't wait for the time to get before I sell all of them at once. Once they are growing, I keep selling along so that the rooms are also left and new ones are entering, others are leaving, just like that. So that is how the farm is structured. But for now, I've also slowed down on production until we get into somewhere May, June. then I'll try to speed up my production. In fact, if you're actually doing this and you don't plan well, you can run out of your senses. Mental health is very important. I don't have to do anything that I'll end up stressing myself, losing my mind in the process. If I do that, I become scattered myself, and the pics will also be scattered. So it's better you keep what I can conveniently manage. Those who already thought Francis is the biggest pig farmer from the way I'm talking, it is all due to the passion I have for the pig farming I'm doing, and also the knowledge I'm learning from it, and the habit these animals are helping me to build, because they are helping me develop a lot of resilience for myself, and then determinations, and also not giving up easily. All right, you lose pregnancies and you have to start. You feed a pig to a stage and the pig dies, you still have to start. So it is actually building my character and it's helping me do a lot of things. That is why I'm always active here, and I feel fulfilled whenever I'm able to share my knowledge with other people. So that is why you always see me being very aggressive in this business. But I don't have the biggest farm. The good thing is that I have also mentored people who now have farm as 5 times bigger as mine I have here, and I'm very proud of those people. If you're one of those watching on this channel, I say great work, and then keep going. The sky may be your limit. So I thank you very much for watching this video. Until then, I will see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe and then like the video for me.